Well, joining us in conversation is Carolyn Yaffe. She is here going to be talking to us about all things that we need to know, and she is a psychiatrist.
The times are as such. Now, when we are talking about every person is very different when it comes to, sharing out, pouring out what you feel like. You feel heavy in your heart and quite difficult when it comes to, sharing those moments where you feel so vulnerable. What would you say to people like that?
Well, look, I think right now it's a very anxiety provoking time for everybody. And I think, one of the biggest pieces that I've been giving advice about as far as, we're very curious right now as to what's going on, which is incredibly normal. But I also think it's very important to limit our watching and what we're looking on online. And just in light of all the events that are going on around us, I think it's very important to just really stick to reputable resources and not try to get all our information from Facebook and Instagram, because there's a lot out there that's unverified.
Right.
Anything can go on social media. So I think it's just just be very mindful about what and who you are listening to.
Right, absolutely. Caroline, if it's okay for you to also talk to us about, external news. Now, a lot of us maybe would be reeling under anxiety and stress, right? And the external news becomes a trigger point to aggravate these thoughts. I did do a little bit of reading that says a 90-second technique of deep breathing to manage sudden spikes in fear helps reduce the stress levels.
Absolutely. And actually, deep breathing is wonderful because what it does is it automatically regulates your nervous system. So when we start to see or hear things around us that create anxiety, our nervous system activates. And, that actually lifts our, cortisol levels. So we just want to make sure that we're staying as calm as possible. And can I just give a very brief deep breathing exercise to everybody out there?
That would be great, Caroline. Yeah.
Okay, great. But I want everybody to take a deep breath, and I want them to hold it in for 4 seconds.
4.
And I want take a deep breath through your nose.
Done.
4 seconds in.
Holding.
For 7 seconds.
Exhale.
4 seconds. Deep breathe in, 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. And then just breathe out as much as you can till you have no breath left.
Wow. All right.
What is the ideal to exhale, Caroline?
Just
4 seconds?
I just like to give a deep breath out.
Okay.
Until I have no breath left to give.
So breathe in 4 seconds and then hold for 7 seconds and then exhale as much as you can.
As you can. It's a great grounding exercise.
Magical.
And I think
two important questions, Caroline, coming in.
Sure.
One is what happens when I feel lonely, and is overthinking bad, right? Because there are times that you keep thinking and thinking and thinking, and you've probably cooked up an entire situation in your head without realizing ground reality.
There's no doubt. But I want to point something out. Our anxiety right now, it's very natural. And, I think that people try so hard to kind of move away from that. I don't want to feel anxious. Right now, we're all feeling anxious.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I think what to be mindful of is if you are exceeding the normal level where you're having panic attacks, and that's where you want to go into the deep breathing.
What do panic attacks look like, Caroline? If you can just explain that to us, because a lot of us don't even realize that we are under so much of stress that this could be an episode.
Panic attacks can actually manifest physically. You can feel like your heart is beating very fast. Your head will start to hurt. You can have stomach pain. It's just a it's just a wave of fear.
Sure.
But there are also times that you feel that no matter what you do, you can never really succeed. It's always you bearing the brunt of it all, no matter how good you could be, even how productive you could be at work as well, right? So how do you kind of challenge these thoughts and channelize the inner you to get beyond these barricades and see the bigger picture?
Well, can I just say one thing? Sorry, excuse me, I have a cold
No
here.
worries. No worries.
We're all in these are very unusual circumstances that we're all experiencing.
Sure.
But I want everybody to remember we're not here alone. We're all in this together.
That's right. That's so true.
We're all in this together. The anxiety is very normal. The uncertainty is very normal. Most of us are expats here, and we're away from home. We also can add another level of anxiety. We also, I will attest to this personally, have our families constantly calling us, wanting information that we ourselves don't have, which can create a whole other level of anxiety.
Well,
but I want us to remember that we're all in this together. None of us are here alone. And I want to just advise everybody, reach out to your support system.
And, Caroline, different people have different means of de-stressing themselves. Some people like to talk it out. Some people like to go in their caves and, spend some time there. Some people perhaps like to listen to some music. Some go to the gym. If you can, talk about some of these ways of calming yourself down and easing out and be easy on yourself, that would be great, because we always feel that it's always, when we are talking it out to somebody, that's the way out, or perhaps some breathing exercises. But different ideas and solutions suit different people.
Well, can I just give you one piece of advice that I always give to people?
Sure.
When I talk about having a problem, I like when people talk about it, because when you talk about it, you're actually slicing the problem in half because you're sharing it.
Okay.
So I really think, I know that not everybody is as vocal as I am. I know that people tend to keep things in quiet, but half a problem cuts the problem in half. Am I making sense here?
Absolutely. I'm going to latch on to what you've just said, Caroline, because there is something known as a worry time, and apparently a window should be, should be drawn in place for individuals, which means a 15 to 30-minute window daily to differentiate between hypothetical worries and real worries as well.
I call that worry time.
You call that worry time, right? All right. So could you talk to us a little bit about, what specific techniques?
If you need to give yourself, block off a chunk of time, and if you need to give yourself 10 minutes to worry about something, that's okay. Go to town. But make sure that you stop that clock. And after that 10 minutes is over, I want you to try to move on to another activity or distraction. But that's okay. You don't have to talk. See, this is the thing. I think we try to talk ourselves out of our feelings and out of our natural worries. And these are natural concerns. It's okay.
When you talk to me about internal stability, again, that is something that the external factors don't play too much of a role. So are there different, probably mini routines or maybe routines that you'd recommend to the individuals that come to you to ensure that from within you feel stabilized and you feel the sense of grounded?
Well, again, I like I said, I'm a very verbal person. So I am somebody where it helps me to talk about my problem and to share the problem. And that makes me feel connected, and it makes me feel grounded because you feel supported. Talk about your worries. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends. Keep in contact with people at home. That's very helpful. And reassure them as you're reassuring yourself that you're okay and that we're okay and that we're not here alone and that we have each other. And again, I think worry time is an excellent way to kind of, deal with our fear, but put a time limit on it. Grounding exercises, deep breathing, like I said, that helps. That helps regulate your nervous system, and that's a proven statistic. Meditation is wonderful. Try to distract yourself. And can I just give my personal biggest, my personal thing to do is to stay off 24/7 media.
Wow.
We don't know what we're watching. We think we know, and just make sure that everything that you're listening to is a reputable government entity.
Caroline, what about people from the media? We have to consume.
Oh, I know.
We have to be made of.
Good question.
Very different.
But I would assume that you guys are probably the ones that are getting all the accurate information being in the media.
Indeed. And because it's our profession, it comes easy to us. Just like you mentioned that communication comes easy to you. You're not just somebody who can communicate easily, but also you're a psychologist.
Yes.
What do you have to say about these helplines? We have heard them around the world, especially on the western side of the world. There is a lot of importance given. Whenever there is a stressful news, below that they always mention if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling suicidal, these are the numbers. Get in touch with people. We just mentioned one right here in UAE, which is 800 Sakina. Can you walk us through what these helplines are all about, how we can make the most of them while they're available for us 24/7, Caroline?
Well, again, I just want to reiterate, please make sure that this is a reputable helpline that you are reaching out to.
Sure.
And secondly, I think helplines, I preach helplines.
Right.
I think it's great. Not all of us have the natural resources that other people have. Not everybody has a family around him. There are people here that are by themselves. And I think just having a voice and somebody to speak to on the other end of the phone can be a tremendous support.
Absolutely. Carolyn, and now also let's talk to you a little bit about this, right? For example, say I am to get onto these hotlines or I am to get in conversation with a psychiatrist.
Sure.
What are those conversations that I can bring forward? How do I initiate those conversations, without thinking that the opposite person might think a little bit low about me already, right?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you something. Anybody that is working for these hotlines, they're professional and non-judgmental.
Fantastic.
I want somebody to remember this is a non-judgmental space.
Okay.
Okay? They're there. They're there because they want to be. And they're there because they want to help you.
But how do you initiate a conversation? How do I start a conversation with an expert?
Perhaps they
What
must
about,
be.
I
They
need
ask
help.
questions.
I feel scared.
Okay.
I'd like to speak to somebody. I don't have anybody to ask. And can you help me find information? Can you just help me sort out my feelings? Look at it as if you're talking to a friend.
Yeah. And share your mind and, give voice to perhaps your feelings. And how much of it is helpful, Caroline? What is your experience when it comes to, calling these helplines? And what is the statistics, perhaps, if you have any?
I think, first of all, I'm from the United States. So, I'm a very big advocate for, suicide hotline, the Samaritans. These are some organizations that are in the United States that I've worked with personally.
Okay.
And I'm a big advocate for them because I think that they're, again, having somebody to reach out to is paramount.
Sure.
We don't all have support. We don't all have the natural support that we should.
Well, also, before we kind of end this conversation, Caroline, let's ask you about 3 important characteristics so that you could differentiate between burnout, anxiety, and stress, right? They all seem similar. They all may have similar characteristics, but how can I differentiate one from another?
Well, burnout, anxiety, and stress. I just want to say what's going on today in the world. I think this is just really much more anxiety than burnout. Okay, because like I said, these are unusual circumstances. Burnout is when, we've really overdone it.
Sure.
Burnout is kind of something that would happen when, we're overworked.
Your patience runs out.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. That's very good. Well said.
And of course, before we let you go, you are a professional, and at times, when nothing else works, Caroline, you want to reach out to seek help from professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists. What is the best way to approach them? Is it more of, word of mouth, or perhaps checking out online? What is the best way?
Well, certainly. I mean, there's certainly many ways to find a therapist. I'm with Medcare Kamali Clinic. And we have, just in light of recent events, we are here for our clients. We're here for the community. And I really just want to encourage anybody to reach out to us.
Well, thank you very, very much, Caroline Yaffe. She is our psychiatrist over here, right here, talking to us about all things how to stay
thank you so
focused.
much. Thank you for reaching out to me.